Hello, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2 Remote Edition. In the previous episode, we primarily focused on improving our supply chains to many of our local industries. Like this waterworks, for example, providing water for the separation plant. Because it's been taking like forever for the train of water to arrive at said separation plant, thus delaying the amount of oil sand that can be processed into sand, wastewater, and, of course, refined oil to be used in the production of various other things. But thankfully, though, with our trucks now starting to deliver this water here, and the train that's supposed to carry water on its way there as of right now, this train will basically arrive in just a few minutes. Well, a few minutes will be just arriving soon, and the whole production process can start up again. Same for this. Where is that train of slag? It's only carrying 360 units. I think I might want to replace these gondolas that this train has. Let me see. Cargo types, slag, and I'm putting it as capacity. These particular gondolas actually hold a lot more, so I'll probably just replace those with some of these. .690 capacity. That will do a lot better. Speaking of which, not only we are supplying water from the separation plant, but we're also now providing the steel mill a very reliable source of iron ore. As even though my two trains are fully loaded to the brim with iron ore, the problem is those trains take for. Oh wait, this is not the steel mill. This is the power plant. But hey, at least there's water and coal as well as oil being used to produce electricity. What I'm saying is the steel mill here now is starting to basically produce steel again thanks to these trucks. Which thankfully this iron ore mine is actually doing pretty well. Sure, it's a bit easy just to get something like this done, but hey, I need the industries of production. I mean, we got a huge amount of coal, but we don't have much iron ore. And plus, that one train of iron ore, I don't know why I have a little apostrophe there, that train is basically getting itself stuck in gridlock. Like, train 39 is just traveling through the station, and this one is on its way to Black Diamond City Steel. Well, it's heading towards Black Diamond City. Oh, right, it's heading back to the Black Diamond City iron ore mine. Well, whatever the case, at least those trucks basically keep the iron ore in supply. Although, we're now having another gridlock. I might have to build some secondary lines in order to get some of these cargoes delivered to market. I think if we basically branch out from this, we could reconnect it onto this track and have the logging line go through this underneath the high-speed rail line bridge. It is worth a try. It'll be a much faster way to get there, and it'll basically boost some of the traffic down, blocking up the main line. Of course, I'll have to basically curve it. Let's see, 38 miles an hour. That is a little slow. Why am I having cat areas? I think that's basically on how tight the curve will have to be. And then we'll have to build a second basically build the track underneath the high-speed rail line and basically parallel the river for a little bit. Then we'll basically curve the track over the river and basically use... We'll just use a stone bridge. Do that. And, to make things a little bit easier, we'll start curving the tracks out from this junction, which will result in the log trains to actually no longer travel on this line, thus alleviating some traffic. But more importantly, this will provide a much more accessible and much more faster route. Perfect. And plus, now that the track has already been in place, trains will now follow the new route, which means I will no longer use this track. Kind of a shame, really. This was the original line that connected to the lumber mill all those years ago. But with more trains means more traffic and less sentiment to keep the old lines in active service. But it does curve near the main line, so it does showcase what it used to be like. Now I just have to do is just add some signals along the new route, so all the trains that travel on it, primarily the log trains, basically don't get in the way. Okay. Oops. Wrong direction. There we go. Alright. Now I just have to do is just update this one signal on this track, the aspect, and now there's a diverging line. Speaking of which, where's that log train? Oh, that's a steel train. Wonder where the nearest log train is. I'm just hoping that log train hasn't basically gotten itself stuck or gone on a different route. Let's see. This train is heading back to the Richland logging camps. This train, however, is stuck on the old line. I'll have to figure out a way to get it back on the track. Guess I'll have to build a temporary crossover, temporary switch. Oh, we also finally have reached the year of 2020. We got some new cars, along with a new type of truck. Which, by the way, let's actually have a quick look. If we can find the nearest road vehicle depot, of course. I think there might be one here in... Leamington now needs silverware. That's only a tram depot. Train 83, train 65 locked. Oh, it's this train carrying lumber. Oh. No wonder. Well, I think it was about time to actually extend this track a bit. setup, these two trains track. So I think it's best if I try to figure out a way to get this thing. Let's see. Well, the new double track is basically going to make it a lot easier for this train to operate on. But now let's actually get focused on the more newer trucks. Let's see. Grand Valley Road Depot. Let's have a look at this new truck. The Urban E-Truck. Innovative for its electric drive. This one has only about 40% units, but however, its emissions is actually pretty good. It's 62, while some of the other trucks, since they're powered by gasoline, are quite high. So, I think it's about time that we start replacing all of our trucking lines with some of these new E-type trucks. I mean, sure, the Peterbilts and all the other trucks I have owned all these years are still working fine, but if I want my towns to grow a little bit more, I'll have to start replacing them. And besides, since they say they can carry about anything, it makes it a lot easier. So out with the old, in with the new. Now all these trucks are all going to basically handle the same type of commodity. Okay, now this begs the question on where that log train. I need to get back to that log train, as well as getting rid of that small slip switch. At least, however, with that slip switch modified, at least all of these trains must be able to get through this area. With some help. Yeah. Well, let's see. Where is that other train that's carrying those loaded logs? Well, that train is already being loaded off the logging camp, so the next one is basically on its way there. Though I can actually build a small temporary slip station just to get that freight train over to the other line so we can get its loads of logs delivered. It's kind of funny that once you lay down track, trains will automatically start running on that pace as long as they basically, well, as long as the vehicle is able to reach its destination. But once this train is over this switch, I can just delete it, the train and the tracks will be like it was never there. And now with and thankfully, with that log train out of the way, at least more trains will be able to use this line with little to no trouble. Although, I think it might be time to find a much more faster and high-speed express train. As even though the Acela Express is good, the problem is that these curves are a bit too sharp. Because I built these during the time that the Shinkansen train was basically the only high-speed train available. While these curves can handle the higher speeds, some of them are only able to go at 123 to 130 at the most. I mean, the only spots on the main line that basically allow so much more higher speed running is on the line just beyond Java Bird. But then again, the trains will have to slow down again once they cross over this bridge and travel onto the main non-electrified lines. Surprisingly, this train is actually that passenger train is still making a bit of a decent profit. Though, safe to say that this train of cigarettes is hopefully might be able to get a bit of a profit, considering on how much money it's already losing at this point. I think I might want to take a look at my industries and see which ones really, really need to help my production. Let's see. Longhorn Aluminum Mill. We already got both a train and a trucking operation delivering loads of bauxite here to the mill. Longhorn Central is getting that bauxite in, but the train picking up this bauxite is not delivering as much as it can. Although there is plenty of aluminum available to be processed into canned foods. And why is there tobacco? It is not supposed to pick up tobacco. It's only supposed to pick up foods. This train is supposed to only pick up foods, and nothing else. Well, with that done, hopefully we'll be able to get some decent operations going through. Besides, with these modifications, at least this train will be able to basically make deliveries of food. And why did I say foodstuffs 2? Shouldn't it just be foodstuffs 1? Oh, I think I actually did that for the industry that it's serving, I think. Blue Water City is doing okay, but however, its growth has been reduced by this because of the emissions. Now, if we take a look at our emissions tab, the most egregious emissions comes from the Blue Water City train station. This is just not great. But, however, our trolleys and our buses are basically a lot more eco-friendly now. And why is there a copper? Why is there that stuff there? I'm just surprised there's copper bars waiting there to be picked up by a random train. Let's see, how is train number 9 doing on profit? It's actually doing pretty well, at least for one of our Heritage Express trains. As long as it doesn't cause a bit of a long traffic jam out on the main line, it should be alright. But at least, without that darn crossover that leads to the lumber mill, I won't have to worry about trains basically getting stuck there. Speaking of which, where is that other train anyway? Wait, how come it's going this way? I think I'll have to send it back. If I send it back to the logging camp, I'm pretty sure it might register and basically go the proper way. So we'll have to wait until this train of the sugar cane gets clear. Suspension, let me think. Some of these bridges are just not capable of handling that speed. See. Yeah. This bridge could only attain 140 miles an hour. Even though I have... Oh, what's this? Oh, 220 miles an hour. Maybe that might work. Although, we'll basically be able to use this track to increase our high-speed passenger trains by a tiny bit. Because I have a feeling we'll have a new high-speed train in the not-too-distant future. Basically, do this again. And whatever bridge is seen as too slow for this track, we'll basically just up and replace it. Although, this line has been around and used since the 60s. But again, if I want to keep my high-speed train in good nick and basically keep it looking like it's very profitable, I have to basically get with the times. And there we go. That's basically one half of it done. The Javaberg and Leamington section. Now the next section is basically beyond that, all the way to Ridgeland. Now the track is basically starting to cost to basically update. Get through this area and through this one. And then have to make sure that the bridge that the track's beyond do not become that. Alright. Now, let's see. 219 miles an hour. So there are some curves that allow the trains to travel up to 160. And let's see. Yeah. This bridge here is way too slow for a high-speed train. We'll have to start replacing this bridge. And we're not going to use a timber trestle. No, that is just way too slow. This cable stayed bridge allows it at 199, though it could do better. What about would a stone bridge work? No, only 140, so 112, 199. Yeah, this type of bridge is like we got another variant of the Audi. And we actually got a new high-speed train, the Avela Liberty, which is actually currently being planned to be rolled out on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor. Well, technically, it's not new, but that is basically the train that's actually replacing the real-life Acela Express as we speak. So once we finish adding these new bridges, we could basically start replacing the old Acela Express ring sets here on the high-speed line with something a little bit more modern. Though, I actually just do it right now. We'll select it, and according to the list, this one actually carries more passengers and travels basically roughly faster, and has fewer emissions. And this train is basically based off of the TGV, and this service will basically prove to be very, very popular. Well, not popular, but it will basically provide a much more fast direct service. Of course, this bridge over the river will be using this particular design because, hey, it's a high-speed line. Use the most modern bridge you can use. And it doesn't look too half bad with the PRR style catenary poles. Though I will have to get rid of this one and add a new set of bridges. Let's see. What about the curves? 147. Well, that's not going to be good enough. And I also have to get rid of this bridge. Are you kidding me? Did I just delete several bits of track over on the standard line? Ay. No catenary. I don't remember how it worked. That's the best I can do. Let's add another bridge like this over the main line again. And also make sure this bridge is also high speed. Finally replace this bridge. And with that, I believe we're basically quite frankly done. Because now with this new bridge, high-speed passenger trains will be able to go a little more faster than they did previously. Oh, I think I also forgot about the bridge that travels over this line. This one needs to, let's see, 219. It could stay. But I believe with that being said, I think we reached a good ending point for today's episode. So if you had enjoyed this episode of the Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!